So how often do you hear that question? Like, how often is someone asking you, who are you? And usually when we hear this question, oh, who am I? It's either confusion, it's either, oh, I don't know, I'm not sure, or it's then your roles. Oh, I'm a mother, I'm this, I'm doing that, I'm a hairdresser, I'm a psychotherapist, I'm a coach. So we tend to, rather than being and feeling and knowing who we really are, we tend to go by our roles of our life. And let's be honest, in your life you're going to have loads and loads of different roles, and since you were born, really, there was you already had some roles. Like, you were a child, you were a child to your parents, there was, maybe you had siblings. All of them, like, there are different roles, but this is not who you are. I always say your experience, your traumas, your childhood, your everything that happened to you, it's not who you are. You are you. You have your unique personality traits. You have your character. You have your flaws. You have your advantages and disadvantages. It's all you, but it's not your roles. Like, you need to connect with yourself. You got to know who you are for who you are. It's because if, let's say, some people will say, oh, I have this diploma and I have this diploma and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. Amazing. But imagine, take out all your roles. It's like you have, I don't know, like a mobile, and you just swipe all these roles and you would swipe all these degrees that you had. Who are you then? Take out your motherhood, take out your everything, and then just stay with you. Who are you? This is what I'm talking about. This is not about what you have accomplished, who you are in your job, like how many kids you have. This is not you. It's like, it adds to your life, it adds who you are, and it actually might help you create some personality traits, but this is not you. Like, your kids are not you. They have their own separate lives. They have entitled to be their own people, regardless whether you like it or not. You got to know yourself. You got to know who you are. If you want to be happy, if you want to live fulfilled life, you got to know who you really are. So, number one mistake that majority of us doing when we start to compare ourselves. We start to think, okay, what is expected from me? And then we change and we shift and we adjust to what we think is expected from us. And usually we are learning this through our childhood. But now you're an adult. You are an adult and you don't have to adjust yourself. You don't have to make yourself flexible, and you don't have to adjust yourself to somebody else's expectations. That's not your life purpose. This is not why you were born. Like, to please everybody else but yourself, that's not your job. That's not why you're here. That's not why you were born. Who are you without those expectations? Who do you want to be? And then there is fear, and it's like, no, I can't. So when we dealt with the expectations, somebody else's expectations, and you pleasing everybody, then we go, no, I can't. And there is fear. Why are you afraid to be yourself? Because you will be judged. But let me tell you something about judgment. It's your own projections on somebody else's, because you already judged yourself first. Do you see how this works? Like, you can't read somebody else's mind. You don't know what they think. If you think they are judging you based on this and that, it's your own projections on them. So stop putting your own thoughts on somebody else, to somebody else's mind, and then saying, and start to believe, you know what? They actually thinking that about me. It's you judging yourself first. You got to stop that. Self-judgment, it doesn't allow you to expand. It doesn't allow you to be happy. It doesn't allow you to just be free. Like, you really put so much restrictions on yourself, and that's what's making you so unhappy. Not somebody else's. It's your own reaction, your own perception, your own how do you treat yourself. All of this has a huge impact on yourself. Another thing, once we dealt with rejection, it's like, oh, not rejection, judgment, then there's a third argument coming in. It's like, you know what, okay, so, but I can't not judge myself. And I now be asking why. Why is that? Because I don't like myself. I don't like myself at all. So it's better if I will do what is expected from me, because then I don't have to deal with my own stuff that I don't like myself. Then I don't have to build my own relationship with myself. So you're rejecting yourself because you don't like yourself. Why do you not like yourself? Where did you get the idea from that you can't like yourself? Where did you get the evidence that liking yourself is full of being full of yourself, or this is bad? No. Like, usually we are rejecting ourselves because deep down we believe we're not lovable. We believe that we are not good enough. Believe me, all those beliefs are coming from your childhood. This is something you have learned long time ago, because maybe parents, maybe caregivers, maybe later on, maybe friends at school, somewhere in your life, in this journey, someone made you feel like you are not good enough. You took it because you didn't have the capacity to see what was going on. You didn't see that maybe there was something wrong with them. You took it as yours, and then you started to believe, okay, if they don't love me the way I need them to love me, if they're not meeting my emotional needs, and I tried everything. I tried to act out, I tried to be the good girl, I tried to be this, I tried to be that, and nothing worked. It means there had to be something wrong with me. So I'm unlovable. You see, this is like, it's all linked in. But the good thing about all of this is that whatever experience you had, you can use it to your advantage. You can learn from it. Take a lesson. Use it. And work around it. It doesn't mean you have to change to please somebody else. Doesn't mean because you're judging yourself. You can train, you can retrain your mind to start believing that you are lovable. The minute you will make a conscious decision that you want to change the relationship with yourself for a better one, much more healthier one, everything around you will actually change. Your subconscious mind, it starts to project out because it doesn't know what is true and what isn't. It's what you're telling yourself. That's what is being projected out to your reality. So it's either you have good relationship with yourself and your mindset is about, I am lovable, I'm good enough, I'm a good person. Like all those beliefs that are good and healthy. Then once that sinks in, you will start to see it outside of you. It will project out. So, what can you do to start accepting yourself more? Because no matter what you tell me, no matter what you're telling yourself, we all need acceptance and we all need to be loved. No matter how much you don't like yourself, you still need love. No matter how much you don't want to accept yourself or who you are, you still need acceptance. So rather than looking externally and hoping that somebody else is going to meet that needs that you have, what it would be like if you would take control? How would it feel if you would step in and start taking responsibility on your own relationship with yourself? How would it feel if you were actually good to yourself? I'm sure it would feel amazing. How would you feel if you would start treating yourself like you were your own best friend? And you might tell me, but Sylvia, I'm not sure who I am. I don't know what I want. I don't know where I'm going. Like you told me to take out all those things, like my roles and my expectations and the rejection and my past, but I don't know who am I without it. So that's amazing, because it means we can start from the scratch. You can start really looking at yourself completely, objectively. So what I mean, let's say, write down, make a list of your flaws, make a list of your advantages, make a list of your personality traits, what you like, but also what you don't like. Don't reject, don't pretend they're not there. Don't pretend you don't have flaws. We all have it. We all have it. But your job is to actually accept yourself fully, not what makes you comfortable and not what you want to look at. We all have our shadow. We all have the things that we don't like about ourselves. So what? This is not who you are. Part of it, yes, but not full picture. We all need it. We all need the shadow, because even the shadow of ourselves has a purpose. So you can't reject like one hand and then accept the other hand. It won't work. It doesn't work like that. You either have two hands and you're accepting that you have, or you don't have it at all. You can't pick, oh, right hand is better than the left. Say who? You know, like, you have and you are who you are. And your journey on this planet actually allowed you to create your personality traits. It helped you create who you really are, because it's going to serve your life purpose. If you're going to keep rejecting yourself and being so disconnected from yourself, how are you going to find out your life purpose? How are you going to find peace and happiness and joy? It's impossible. You either accepting yourself fully or you don't accept yourself at all. But the choice is yours. Like, you deserve acceptance. Whether you like it or not, we all need acceptance and to be loved, but not externally. You need that. This is internal work. This is your inner work. This is not someone you can't expect people to make you happy. Wherever you're in a relationship, wherever you have amazing kids, that's not their job to make you happy. Their job is to them be them. And then you share life together. That's what is that about. You got to be you. And when you are going to accept yourself, when you are going to accept your flaws. So let's say, I will give you an example. One time I was working with a person who said that one of her biggest flaws were that she was a very stubborn person. Okay, she was very stubborn and she didn't like changing her mind. Once she said something, it was her law. And it's interesting because she saw it as a huge flaw, and I said to her, you know what? How can you use that? Like, let's not label it whether it's good or bad. How can you make your stubbornness to your advantage? That's something that, how can you use this for you to make it more easier to accept? And she was like, what do you mean? Like, she was really confused, like, what do you mean? And I said, okay, you are not liking yourself, or because you know, like, you don't like about yourself that you're stubborn. Yes. And I said, okay, but there was situations in your life where being stubborn really helped you. And she was like, yeah, yeah. And I'm like, you got your job because you didn't give up. Like, you went for it. Like, you know, there was loads of different things where stubbornness really helped her. Like, no, I'm not, because being stubborn usually doesn't allow you to kind of give up very quickly. Like, no, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. I said, okay, so let's, you see, being stubborn doesn't have to be a bad thing. Make it acceptable. So this is what I'm saying. Once you list the things that you think about yourself that are huge flaws that you can't accept about yourself, how about if you would make it a list and then think about where can you use it? Where would that be helpful? How can you actually make it around to work it out? And if you have flaws like that, you don't believe, like, I don't know, like you don't believe they are unchangeable, then accept, but shift your focus on the things that you're good at. Accept, key number one, acceptance. You've got to accept your flaws, whatever they are. And then, after you accept them, make a shift and concentrate on all the things that you are good at. So being stubborn, as I give you an example, it doesn't have to be your disadvantage. Another thing, like some people might say, okay, but I don't trust easily. I don't trust people easily. Like, I got hurt too many times and that's not my thing. I don't allow people to comment. And it's okay, if this is what you think your flaw is, then where this situation can actually help you. And maybe you're protecting yourself. Maybe you don't allow people to come closer, but once they're in your life, and then you're building a lifetime relationships. So not everyone gets to see all of you at once. They will have to work it out. They will have to make an effort to be your friend, to be in your life, to be your partner, wherever that is. You see, acceptance is the key. If whoever you want to change about yourself, you got to actually know who you are. Through rejection, through comparing yourself to other people, through judgment, you're disconnecting. You're disconnecting from who you are. You're disconnecting from your potential. You're disconnecting. And disconnection doesn't ever create anything good. So, as I said, it's up to you. It's your life. It's your journey. No one can tell you what to do. Another thing is that when we think of who we are, we tend to look through the lenses of our past. You know, it's like the past it's like you're being in the present, but you keep looking back, like what what was then, like what's behind, like what was the past. And somehow you're creating a trap. You're in the now. You don't know though that you're in the now, because you keep bringing your past to the now, and you don't see the future even, because it's like the past, it's so much present because you didn't let go. And then it's like a trap, like you can't see your potential, you can't do all the things that you can do because you're making yourself believe that you can't because of your past. So again, look back at your past, look what happened to you, and make it maybe like a pen and writing a list of like, this happened and this is what I learned. This happened and this is what I learned. This happened, this is what I learned. Can I forgive those people? You can. If you're ready, of course, let it go. And leave the past behind you. That's where that belongs. Life is a journey. It goes up and down, up a hill, and wherever. It's not flat, it's not linear. You can't predict what is going to happen. Like, think very logically now. That this is not usually what I'm asking people to do. But let's just connect with your left brain, and let's just work with the left side of your brain. Just imagine how boring life would be if you could predict every single thing. Every day you could predict absolutely every single thing to like 1 minute. You would know what is going to happen. How boring that would be. Can you imagine living 80, 90, whatever years, knowing everything? There'd be no excitement. That would be so flat. And changes, like life changes are happening all the time. It's like season, it's life, it's the process of living, it's the process of being. And everything around you is constantly changing. And yet, we resist change so much. We fight, we don't want it, we pretend like this is something bad. Change is actually the one thing you can take for granted in this lifetime. Like, change will never leave us. And I'm glad, actually, because you can't predict, so you can subconsciously program your life. Amazing, but you can't predict every single day. Life will test you, life will throw challenges. But then it's up to you how you react on it, how you see it, how you perceive it, what you're going to learn from it. Are you going to be stuck and keep giving out to yourself for making that one mistake? Or actually you're going to, you know what? That was hell of a lesson. But move on. I'm going to move on. I'm taking the lesson with me. But this is not who I am. I have changed. This is not the same. If, with the knowledge that you have right now, if you would come back those 10 years, and would you make the same decisions? If the answer is no, then there you go. Like, you learned. That is just the proof you're not the same person. So why you keep dragging back your past to the now, and you are creating a trap for yourself? You don't deserve that hell. Because I'm actually lacking the words what that would feel like. I was there once. I know how it feels. It's a not nice feeling of keep giving out to yourself, not forgiving yourself for making mistakes. You're a bigger person than that. You are. You can. And you should let go of what was. Because that will not allow you to be and to feel like you are alive. So, towards the end, I am going to give you a little bit of homework, if you wish. I would like you to write 10 sentences starting I am, and then you finish the sentence. and then in the second sentence it starts with I am, and then you're finishing the sentence. So 10 sentences like that. Then what you think your flaws are, and then your advantages, but also bring them back, the flaws, and start thinking about how can you use your flaws that you would not want to let go of them, because you actually need them, and maybe they're not as bad as you thought they are in the first place. I'm just checking if I actually said everything. I think I did for today anyway. So a little bit for you to journal about, a little bit for you to think about yourself, building your relationship with yourself, paying attention to your emotions, to your reactions, who you are is the key. It's the key for you to be happy. It's the key for you to build a nice, healthy relationship with yourself. And once you have that, you can project this to every single aspect of your life, and you will see magic happening then. Okay, if somehow you felt that this life was something that you could resonate with, that you could something that, you know, whatever I said, it actually made sense, you can see loads of my other videos on YouTube or on my Facebook page. Also, as I said, I don't think I actually should introduce myself. Okay, I got distracted with the life, but anyway. So, I'm a psychotherapist and author. I also have launched a new masterclass, the Fearless Soul Masterclass. It's a 5-day masterclass where I'm helping you, changing your life, changing the relationship with yourself. We talk about, I'm helping you release all the blockages that were coded in your subconscious mind, letting that go, and then we are building a new you. So it's very intensive. The 5-day masterclass is very intensive, goes very deep. We're working with your inner child, we're working with your core beliefs, we're working with your emotions, so you can use them and not be afraid of them. And we are creating a brand new self-concept. So as I said, it's very deep work, and if you like to work on yourself, if you would like to know yourself, who you are, if you would like to build a better self for yourself, then that masterclass definitely is for you. Then about my books, Grow Into Your Happiness. This is very light book about, again, personal growth. I'm teaching you in here how to feel good enough, how to feel, how to grow into your happiness. Really, that's what it is about. So I'm taking it step by step, again, chapter by chapter, about different concepts of what is self-actualization, mindfulness, self-care, all those things that are very important to create a nice, healthy relationship with yourself. And you can find this book on my website or on Amazon. And my second book, which is another step that we are going to reprogram your subconscious mind, is The Secret Codes to Happiness. I love the the cover. It's with the wolf, because this is what I said, you're reprogramming your subconscious mind to be more in a wolf mentality. So the whole book, it's like really step by step, slowly. And you can, with this book, it's like 1 page per day. So this book is going to last you for a whole year or even more. Again, I'm teaching you about your behaviors, where they're coming from, how to react differently. It's all about yourself. It's all about building a happy, nice life for yourself. I also, on my website, you can find loads of different blogs about mental health, about personal growth. If you like those things, I really encourage you to actually go and look around. Search around. So my website is www.psychotherapykuchena.com. Something for you to stay connected, something for you to actually go dive in deeper. And yes. So thank you so much for today again, and I will see you very soon with loads of love. Bye.